Welcome to Heaven on Earth, a sacred portal to visualizing, meditating, and co-creating our highest joys that usher in the Golden Age of Aquarius. I'm your host, Athena StarSeed. Hi, good morning. This is Athena, and welcome to Heaven on Earth. I have my gorgeous co-host, Kim Hix, in studio, and we are here to talk about the portals of possibilities of creating heaven on earth through our own light stream and having our heart chakras open. Aloha, Kim.
Aloha, Athena.
So I just want to do our opening invocation and then just jump right in with what we have going on today, because I'm very excited about our special guest and about our tarot card. So everybody on YouTube and all of our different listeners, thank you so much for being present. And I'd like to invite you to take a nice deep breath and exhale. The best thing about the breath, it connects us all. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. Let Christ return to earth. In the center where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men, the center which the masters know and serve. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. And may the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, Father Sky, and Mother Earth, from the point of light that connects us all, please be here in this sacred circle of light. Om, om, om. All right, Kim, we're in.
Hello, hello. Good.
So, how is Hawaii? What's going on over there?
Well, we're getting ready for our March for Our Lives here, so that's a big deal among all the youth and mothers and brothers and sisters and fathers of the kids here who are all students, so that's a huge deal. And other than that, we have a rainy day, which is always delicious in Hawaii because everything gets fed. Everything calms down. Everything is just a sweet and fertile resting zone. So I'm really happy about that.
Just say you look so handsome. You look amazing.
Yeah, well, it's because I feel pretty good to be alive. I'm thrilled to be alive. I think it's sort of like my story is parallel to our guest today, and hers is a fantastically interesting story, so I'm really looking forward to talking with her.
Yes, and before we do that, our special, amazing tarot card today is Temperance. And I'm going to show that. I'm also doing, Kim, I'm doing Facebook Live here, so I'm going to show you Temperance. Show everybody here on CRN, Temperance. And this is a representation of Archangel Michael. And Michael is kind of, a protection angel, but also showing us that we can be in two different domains at the same time. He's one foot is in the water and one foot is on the land. And we have the material plane. And we have like the astral plane or the emotional plane, which is represented by water here. And we have the illumination of this sun behind this huge mountain. And then we have the angel pouring cups from one chalice to another, balancing the energy of the spiritual and the material world. And I think this is actually really perfect for me because, Kim, as you know, I went from running a very lucrative fitness business with training in the Hollywood Hills with celebrities and housewives and everybody in the Burbank Hills. And then I lost my house in mortgage crisis. And then I went under and I let go of everything and all my materialism dissolved. And then I went on this path to just seek my spiritual enlightenment. And I had a little issue with materializing the wealth. Well, about 2-3 weeks ago, all the tides have changed. I think I've been materializing every single day, and people have been out of the blue just handing me cash. And so I just want to say that money is energy and money is spiritual, and the right use of capitalism, sacred commerce, sacred economics can be blessed by sharing the flow. So where we invest our time, our energy, and our efforts and share the flow with other light workers that are like-minded, we can fund all of these amazing projects, and we can have heaven on earth and use money in a sacred way.
We need to steer the flow.
Talk about that. Talk about steering the flow.
Well, this is stirring the great cauldrons of collective consciousness, calling all conscious creatives around the world to join in the one ocean flow, the one ocean of love. And that's really the calling of the time. I mean, it's really in the cards. As temperance is a maturation of the fool. The fool takes complete innocent leap. And, of course, it's a masculine, of course, leaping off the cliff and trusting. But temperance is the cautious feminine being well-balanced between her spiritual and physical nature. And it's our physical nature that, of course, has gotten out of hand. And now it is all this imagination and the creativity and all the connective social tectonics that are hooking together that are going to create the total new transformation to a collective conscious hive mind paradigm. So I'm pretty excited about all that. And I think what the kids are up to today in the march and is just the beginning of the collective understanding of what is simply at the core of life, and that's living in a secure environment. And the feminine seeks this on a global scale. I think this is where the masculine's got to step up and help secure the planet for the well-being of life and love and nature and feminine energy. We got some work to do, boys.
I think that's, first of all, well said. Well said. I love that. I love when you give those men the call to action and they can stand front and center in their alignment to, in the Native Americans, the men they circle the women, and the women circle the children and our wise ones, the older ones, the wisdom keepers. And in that circular tribe, it's kind of like how the buffaloes do it. It's natural for men to stand up for women. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
That's where the natives learned it. The natives learned it from the buffalo. They were all the great teachers. Before we had the gods and the angels, we had the animals. And they taught us the ways of living on this planet. And we saw them all as relatives. But it's very beautiful, the encircling of the women. And now the women are encircling the planet in order to protect the children and the very well-being of nature herself. And the feminine voice is the champion of nature and the righteousness of this planet to exist and live and love itself. I think this is critical time, and I'm very, very excited about it.
What can we do here to support the women and the children? I know we're talking about the last 3 shows we have on our heart chakra, the children in Florida, and what's been happening in the school system and the whole breakdown with the unity, because really kids that pick up guns and shoot each other are feeling very separate and small. And we also talked about, the crying, the boys crying crisis and how the men have been absent in their homes. So what can we do? What can the listeners do, Kim?
Well, that crisis is critical, Athena, and that's why there's also there's also the crisis of the single mother situation, which is partially because of the liberation of the feminine, but it also puts you in a very difficult position because we were never meant to nurture children in isolation like that. We've always been tribal peoples by nature and by natural affiliation. So our job is to create tribal environments in our town, in our cities, in our countries, and to nurture together, collectively, the well-being of the children. The children are the wisdom keepers because they are the teachers. So, and the arriving this generation is articulate. They see the problems we've got. We're going, oh, well, we can kind of live with whoever's in office, huh? And they're going, what? What? No, we can't live like this. We must pursue a higher aspiration of life and love in a very simple way. So our job, Athena, really is to help construct a planetary flow system of light worker consciousness that is focused on plate tectonics of social evolutionary change right in our communities. And thinking up and doing creative acts collectively, I think, is the great endeavor. That's the tribalizing.
So talk about that. What can people do in their communities to gather tribes collectively and have art enactments so we can get the kids into the creative instead of the destructive?
Well, I think it comes in, how do we honor the kids? That's a great idea. It's like I'm at a point where I keep thinking, well, let's go into our town centers or, out to and decommodify them. That's the very first thing, because it's always the commodification that is destroying it. It's the economics of the selling guns that is behind all this. Is a powerful money lobby. But if we were able to go into the cities and create an art environment that nurtures our children and nurtures each other in a kind of consciousness playground, we could really create some exciting events. And it could be done on street corners. It could be done in parks, and just the spontaneous gatherings of people with the social networks we have now to get together for the purposes of having a higher consciousness awareness. Fundamentally, what does that mean? Listening. It means listening to each other, to the heart and depth of care. These young people are now speaking more clearly than any of the adults we have. Everybody in this adult world, it's crazy. So we've got to get to the heart of the matter at the town centers and the public spaces, decommodify them and artify them, and therefore create mystic rituals that honor and respect one another. Out of that comes the dance of life. I think we can do it. I think we should do it, Athena.
That's fantastic. And I have to tell you, you're going to be really proud of me. I watched The Wall, Roger Waters, The Wall. Yeah. It was a concept concert and a concept album, and I missed that whole period of life when that whole thing came out in the 80s. I was 10. It wasn't a big thing for me. And somebody turned me on to it 2 nights ago, and I was sobbing at him building this wall through the whole concert between him and the audience, and how we build walls around ourselves, and then how we projected war on the walls. And another brick in the wall was every soldier that ever died for commercialism or capitalism or opium or oil or whatever the propaganda was at the time. He's building this wall, and that all came out of the pain of having his father die when I think he was 2 and never getting to know his father. So at the end of the movie, they show this film, he actually goes to his father's memorial, and it resolves where he's sitting there playing a trumpet and crying and honoring his dad. And he lets his wall down, and then he breaks through the wall, and the whole wall crashes.
Wow. I didn't know the depth of that. That was beautifully described. It is indeed a wall structures. It's breaking down the membranes that separate us. But I see this as distinctly feminine work, because it's the sworn aspect of the masculine to protect the feminine. I mean, that's really what the whole national armies and all that stuff is all about. It's really the masculine trying to be in the outer ring and secure and make safe for the women and children. But now it's become the women's. Anyway, that's what we have to do in an ultimate way, but not by war, but by love, by securing our perimeters with love. And this we can do globally. We can do it right now because we're 24/7 on a global basis. I want to connect with people in Asia. I want to connect with people in South America, people in Africa, and find out where their children and their hearts and their masculine energy are, and see if we can't create a global alliance of super consciousness. Just like our temperance card. She's got 1 foot in the water, and the other is on earth. But there's a road that leads from the subconscious and the nature of the subconscious into the holy mountains, where one can attain enlightenment of a personal nature and then return down the road to humanity. Bring the gifts home. This is the time.
So beautiful. This is Athena StarSeed, and this is a series called Heaven on Earth, and we will be right back after these commercial messages. Thank you. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, this is Fred Dreyer with some breaking news. My new movie, Highway 395, has just been released. Highway 395 is my latest movie and is now available for all of my friends and listeners to own. Highway 395 is a classic modern-day Western thriller. Action, romance, and the frontier spirit. It's all there in my new movie, Highway 395. Now, here's the best part. You can own this movie tonight by going to my brand new website, freddryer.co. Head to my website now at freddryer.co and check out the trailer. Then order the movie for a great night of entertainment. And while you're at freddryer.co, check out the memorabilia and my career highlights. But don't forget to order my new action thriller movie, Highway 395. So head over to freddryer.co. That's freddryer.co.
Do you like burgers? Then experience the ultimate famous 50-50 burger at Slater's 50-50 in Pasadena, California. 50% ground beef and 50% ground bacon. Stop by at 61 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena and visit Slater's 50-50. Experience our full bar with craft beer and more. Play in our cool new game room. View the best sports in our Slater's 50-50 TV lounge. Try our Slater's 50-50 burgers by design too, and all of our incredible food, including our Sunday Bloody Mary brunch. Check out our VIP event space for private dining and ask about our chef-inspired catering company with a completely scratch kitchen-based service. It's all at Slater's 50-50 under new management at 61 North Raymond in Pasadena. Call 626-765-9700. 626-765-9700. Call now, 626-765-9700.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? News flash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me.
Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth. Welcome back. We are on CRN Talk Radio with my gorgeous Emmy Award-winning set designer, Kim Hix, all the way from Hawaii. Aloha, Kim.
Aloha.
Okay, so I just want to go right back to a little bit of The Wall with Roger Waters and the enactment and the artistry of the pageantry of what he put forward. He had an issue, which was he had a separation from his father. And so he took his music, his poetry, his art, and in a theatrical way, he did an enactment in front of hundreds and thousands of people, and he took that on tour. So I want to tie that right back with a neat little bow to our women and our children and get them to write poetry, to have gatherings, to play music, to write their songs, to gather their villages and tell their stories around their campfire with their talking sticks, and let humanity in general know how they feel about being separated, being connected, about guns, about what they want to participate in, and what leaders they actually vote for with their voices, because their voices do matter. From the mouth of babes, we will go into our own internal kingdom of heaven.
I think that's exactly it, Athena. And I think I think as we understand and as we men have come to understand, the greatest way to establish effective relationship with the feminine is to listen to her. Simply to be heard. The desire to simply express your feelings regarding what is happening to you is really the critical crux of everything that's going on globally. When we ignore them, we build that wall. When we open our ears and hear the voices of the people who cannot speak, then we hear the depth of humanity, and we hear like the great Kuan Yin in the compassionate manner. That's the changing time, because we're now in an acoustic environment now. And the Me Too movement and the Never Again movements are all hearing movements. Let's hear it. Let's hear it in our own hearts. So I realize that this getting together thing is the most vital thing we can do. Get together in small groups, create goddess clan parties, do art parties, do art walks, we are a creative being reservoir for all humanity. We just have to get together and enjoy doing that. Allow our social needs to be the highest priorities. We've given over to economic needs. Not good. Let's get the kids and the women together, and we, as the masculine, will be in full support of that in every way possible. We're here to, the highest form of masculinity is fathering, boy, and that's the most important job we can do right now. We can help all the boys who don't have fathers. We can get them together. It's a mission. This is a mission. We can support these students. We can support the unsung songs that have died in all these tragedies. We have to do this. This is the only way to go.
This is so beautiful. Thank you for that. The unsung songs. And if you don't have a son, find one and take him out into nature. Become a mentor. That's something super easy. And also, too, support them locally. Support them. Support the women that have these sons that might need help. You know, men can donate to these single mothers and, you know, take them out to dinner or help them with their groceries or once in a while be spending time with their sons. I think that's a great community outreach.
Maybe we just start throwing, you know, single mom parties.
And maybe what a great idea.
The guys do it, you know, and I think we do it because we can get together and do that. I mean, it's like in my situation, Athena, I've got all those wonderful devices and toys that I love to turn the kids onto. I mean, that's what I would bring to that kind of party. It's like, oh, let's go have fun. I mean, that's the magic, or just to create a playground, in a sense, for ourselves. First the children, then ourselves. And it's a spiritual playground. That's the fun of this thing. We can get really creative now.
We are children, and when we play with children, like I have a 7-year-old, her name is Reverence. When I play with my child, I then become 7. And so just being in the aura, in the field of a child, puts you in that energy of optimism and belief and innovation and creativity, and solutions are inside of every problem. Every problem has a solution contained inside of it. And so I want to introduce, I'm very excited, our guest in studio today. Her name is Joanna Stephens, and she is a director of development for Futurism Entertainment. Of course, as soon as I do this, we have commercial, so we're going to have to come back. But let me just talk about her for a second. She is the director of development for Futurism Entertainment. And her passion, Kim, is to be capturing and telling women's stories. And I think that's what we need. We need an entire channel, a network dedicated to the narrative, the new narrative of the empowerment of female stories. Yes. And this powerful woman is actually going to bring it to this dimension. And I'm so excited. So now the temptation, the build up. Her name is Joanna Stephens. And say hello. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And we have 15 seconds. Okay, so now hold the phone, because we're going to be right back after these commercial messages, and she's going to tell you how she almost died and her fairy godmother saved her life. I just love the magic of the universe.
Hi, everyone. This is Fred Dreyer with a big announcement. My new movie, Highway 395, has just been released. Don't miss this classic modern-day Western set along Highway 395 in California. It's an action thriller with some romance, too. You can own Highway 395 today by going to my brand new website, freddryer.co. That's freddryer.co. Get my new movie, Highway 395, and check out my new website, freddryer.co.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Seekers of luscious and appetizing gustatorial pursuits, indulge your fancies with steaks so absolutely yum-yum. Vegetarians have forsaken kale and Pilates and never look back. Fish specialties so fresh and delicious and chosen by King Neptune himself, and relish Columbo's Italian family specialties so delectable you'll be yelling out, bravo, bravo! And let's not forget Columbo's world-famous meatballs, and you've got to try their breakfast pizza. Oh, and jazz every night. Service that's friendly, not fawning, and at a price that'll keep you coming back. That's Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, Manja.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Aloha! Experience your home away from home being beachfront at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Begin your getaway relaxing on over 11 acres of tropical Hawaiian gardens at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel, voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Just walking around the grounds with all the tropical vegetation, relaxing poolside, or kicking back in the sun on the world-renowned Kaanapali Beach makes you feel like you're home in paradise. There's a package to fit all your needs: wedding, honeymoon, activities, private parties, great food, or just good old beach fun. The hotel perpetuates the Hawaiian tradition at its best. Call 661-0011 or visit kbhmaui.com.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me.
Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth. We're on CRN Talk Radio, and I have my gorgeous co-host, Emmy Award-winning set designer Kim Hix, all the way from Hawaii. Aloha, Kim.
Aloha, Athena and Joanna.
So Joanna is here, Joanna Stephens, and I would like her to tell us about her fairy godmother and how her whole story unwrapped so that she actually got on her path to tell women's stories. And the first story is her own.
It is. And first of all, thank you so much for having me. So many of the things that you're saying really resonate, especially with the listening that you were talking about, Kim. So much of what I feel pulled to do is to start a conversation. And I think a lot of that conversation starts from shifting our view of what women's stories are. I feel like we're entering into a new archetypal woman. And I think that archetype needs to be redefined for our modern day era. And I think we do that by allowing women to create that narrative themselves. And so I want to film women telling their own authentic stories in whatever way they want. But women occur to me as very powerful beings who take on the world, who are loving and nurturing and can bring up any kind of community. So many of the things you're saying resonate. And this really came to me after my own story, which I'll tell you. It happened about, I guess it was 4.5 months ago now. I was at work, and it was a normal day, and had a lot of great meetings and everything. And out of the blue, I get this text message, and I didn't have this number in my phone. And the only thing the text message said was, "You need to go to the hospital right now." And so I was, for sure it was for somebody else, but I said, "Who is this?" And she said, "It's your fairy godmother." And I said, "Can you explain? Like, I don't have this number." And I'm still at work, mind you. I'm like very confused. And she said, "I know you're worried about your head. I know that you're worried about seizures. And I'm telling you that you have the chance to turn your life around, but you have to go to the hospital tonight." And that really blew my mind. because I didn't know why this woman would have known this information. Because I was concerned about my head, and the night before I was concerned about seizures.
Did you mention it?
I mentioned it to a couple people. It started getting progressively worse. I was having kind of visual impairmences and feeling very lightheaded when I stood up, but I never would have jumped to brain tumor, which is what I had.
But I mean, out of the blue, you just get this message from this random person, and she says, "I'm your fairy godmother. Go to the hospital."
Yes. And the funny thing is that I started Googling her, and I'm like, who is this woman? And I type in the number, and I'm looking for her, and I recognized her. And her picture popped up, and I've never met this woman, but I ended up in her shop 6 months prior. She's a medium.
Wow.
So I was with my friend Amanda, and her phone had died. And so she turned to me, she's like, "Hey, I want to leave her a message. Can I use your phone?" And she called and left her a message, said, "Hey, this is Amanda. I'm only in town for the night. Call me back." And that was it. So she had my number, and she thought my name was Amanda, because my friend had called. And so in my head, I'm like, how did she find me after 6 months? I've never even met this woman. And
the universe is mysterious.
The message actually was never meant for me. She meant to give it to a client of hers whose name was also Amanda. And the message was meant for both of us. She called it sidewalk synchronicity. But I got to tell you about that night, because I ended up going in. I got in.
You have to go back. So you get the message. You get the message. The fairy godmother says, "Go to the hospital."
And I'm driving around and it's getting late, and I'm like, there's nothing open, and I didn't have very good insurance at the time. And so I'm trying urgent cares, and I was like, maybe I'll go tomorrow. And I was like, but she said it had to be tonight. So I called a friend of mine and ended up in the emergency room, and I felt silly about it. I was like, I just have a headache. I just need to get it checked out. And it takes a long time to process and get the test done and everything. But at 4:00 in the morning, the doctors came in and they said, "Have you been having seizures?" And I was like, "No, not that I know of." And they said, "We found a large mass pushing on your brain, and it needs to be taken out." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And it ended up being...
This is inconvenient.
It was very inconvenient. I was like, I got to go to work tomorrow. This is not in the plan.
And you got to walk the dogs.
And I got to walk my dog. I was like, I have things to do, man. I did not take it well.
I don't have time for this.
And... but I stayed. They were like, "You know what? If you go back into your insurance system, it's going to take months to get back here. We have OR time on Friday. Let's just take it out. You have some of the best doctors."
Like, you have no time to process, and they want to just do
no
brain surgery?
Time. And they did brain surgery that week. And it was a tumor the size of about a baseball. It's like an orange. And it was on the left frontal lobe of my brain. And it was pushing into my right hemisphere.
Wow.
And it was right on top of the language centers, and it explained all of my symptoms. And it was such an incredible experience being there in the hospital. My family came out. I had all of my friends come through, so much love. And it was really in those moments that I was really seeing how many powerful and incredible women I surround myself with and who are there for me. And I went under. And going under was such an interesting experience because I felt very reconnected to something, and there was so much light. And it was like I came back, and it was just this incredible experience of feeling like I gained something and that I lost something. And I gained a deeper sense of my purpose and this message of, you are not here for long. You have something to do.
Oh my God, I have goosebumps all over my body.
And I lost a lot of doubt. I lost anything that had, been holding me back. And it was a process to definitely, the understanding of it, because it ended up being brain cancer. And they got it all, but there's a potential for it to come back. But I'm working on, understanding it better, and what I can do for my body to help my body heal, while I can also, use it as the gift that I see it as it is.
Well, it certainly sounds like that you're going into a total conversion into the gift modality. What is it? And that's what I like about this kind of story is that apparently you're really bringing it home. That's what I really want to hear now about your narrative for the empowerment of women and their stories, and what you've taken from your very powerful, intuitive story to this directing the opening narrative for feminine voices.
After I came back, I've been a part of this group called Women's Village, and also the
What's
Village,
that?
where we invite men.
Say it there again.
Oh, did you say what is that?
Kim?
It's
Hello?
It started out
So you can talk out loud.
It started out, a friend of mine was like, I want to get a bunch of people in a room, and we basically just started it by calling it a gathering of good energy. And
beautiful.
She was like, I want to put all the wonderful people that I know in my life that have great energy, and I want to put us in a room and see what we can create together. And so we've had a lot of really amazing meetings, both just women and with men and women. And we do a lot of kind of like one time we did an exploration of all the different love languages and, really started talking and being with people. What is it like to sit and look in somebody's eye for a couple minutes? All things to open you up to where we can create a space of open conversation. It's become such a safe place for me, and all of these stories come out that I was like, I want to start filming this. I want to start putting this on display in a similar way of my own story, because I know, for my story, I know that there's thousands and thousands of other women out there and men who have something to say. And as you were mentioning, Kim, I think it all starts with listening. How do we create a space for it? How do we listen? And how do we start listening for the way that the world occurs to other people?
Oh, I think that's perfect. Talk about that.
I watch people sometimes have conversations at each other,
Yeah.
And
At each other, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah.
A lot of times I think we speak from definitely where we're at. What is coming out from me? What am I wanting to say? But a lot of people also listen from that space of listening from how is this resonating from the space I'm at? How do we shift that to be able to have a conversation where we can listen to how the world occurs to somebody else,
Right.
to get an understanding of what their reality is? And then how do you have a conversation from there? And I think that's how we can start bridging relationships, men and women, in the workspace, in the political space, and in
the intimate space.
In the intimate space. And so that's something that I'm really working with, about creating a more circular, multidimensional way of speaking, way of living.
First of all, that is
beautiful vision.
Amazing. Kim, come on, talk about that. You love conversation.
I'm so thrilled to hear this. I mean, it's just exciting. There's an idea, Women's Village, women gathering together. I love how you just come together with a sense of higher purpose and connectivity. That's just, this is all we need to do, really, because the story is, the old story is his story, and that's the isolation story. It's history, right? But her story is really the song that gets sung in a circle, in a round. Women's circles worldwide, one of the movements. There are all these beautiful movements, Joanna. I'm thrilled that you're taking the camera and the idea to get this up and out and show us how to do it. It would sure be fun to attend one of your circles.
Yes, and it's growing. I'm always amazed how there's more and more people, and it's different people, some of the same people, but it's always, bring somebody else that you think would be, who would enjoy this experience. I have
your primal, the notion that we're changing the archetypes here, I think was something stunning that you said. We're down to the archetypal transformation culture. That's who we are. These times must be transcended. This is not what we are meant to be in destiny on this planet. This is a planet for love and consciousness and creation and rest and restoration from being souls and eternal journeys. So we need to make this sacred nesting ground as delightful experience for this new form of archetype of the new feminine. There's a new kind of woman, and I think you guys represent her in a brand new, multi-dimensional, multifaceted way. All I can do is think of the Hindu goddesses within each of you and the voices that sing all these songs. It just could be really exciting times. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
So where can we meet you in a circle? Like, where are you located in Los Angeles, and where's the next circle?
I am in Los Angeles. We switch up the location, but you can find us on Facebook or Instagram under The Village.
Yay.
I'm starting a new website called Women's Village, which will be coming soon, www.womensvillage.org. And right now I've mostly been sharing my story and telling people about what I want to do and getting names and people who want to be involved, because everybody seems to
want to be involved.
Yes.
I'd like to host one of those at the Sound Palace Temple.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love that.
Could you host one, Tina? That would be great to host one. Ooh, yes. I love it.
I think we should Facebook Live it.
I think we should too.
Yeah, let's set that up. Facebook,
Hey,
we're going to set one up at the Sound Palace Temple where you're going to see exactly what she does live, and you can participate. And then maybe you can have like people that are like generating centers so that you can help the women in their cities do the same thing and just connect to you.
Yes.
Show them how to do it. That sounds like a good idea.
Yes, I'd love that too.
That's it. Sounds great. I think broadcasting it live gives another kind of edge to it that gets you into a slightly more formal approach to it, which creates actually more spontaneity from the heart. This is a beautiful idea, and it can be done everywhere by everybody once they catch on. So, Johanna, I think you're going to be a great example. Help us see how to do this and help us all open up. What a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
You know what I was thinking, Kim? There was an art exhibit called Ashes and Snow that came to Santa Monica. Wasn't that amazing? Ashes and Snow. If you haven't seen it, type it in right now. You'll just start sobbing. It's gorgeous.
One of the most profound shows I've ever seen in my life. Changed my life.
Kim?
Yeah.
Say that again. What did you just say about Ashes and Snow?
Ashes to Snow absolutely changed my life. I walked in the door with my haughty Western mind, and I came out with a absolute, complete new understanding of the animal world with high regard and respect and the nature of humanity in relationship to the animals. It was stunning. I've never been the same since.
So I was imagining Joanna, doing something similar where she's got this, it was like, it was recycled trash containers, but then it became a whole like art cathedral, and then you would walk and see these beautiful photographs of children and like monks praying with animals like this, but their eyes were closed. So I was thinking about you showing pictures of women in an art exhibit, and then every so many feet there was a movie playing with a woman's story being told. And so they had movies of animals and monks praying and water and all kinds of beauty. But I was thinking like to have an art exhibit with those features like spinning in different parts of the gallery, 24 hours a day, people could come in and see the art and hear the stories and collect together.
Oh, I love that.
Ashes and Snow, check it out.
I'm going to check it
out. Fun.
So we are going to a commercial break right now. This is Heaven on Earth. I am your host, Athena StarSeed, with my gorgeous co-host, Emmy Award-winning set designer, Kim Hix, creating Hawaii in our own hearts. We are on CRN Talk Radio. If you like the show, please share it on YouTube, and please connect with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Thank you so much.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Seekers of luscious and appetizing gustatorial pursuits, indulge your fancies with steaks so absolutely yum-yum, vegetarians have forsaken kale and Pilates and never look back. Fish specialties so fresh and delicious and chosen by King Neptune himself. And relish Colombo's Italian family specialties so delectable you'll be yelling out, "Bravo, bravo!" And let's not forget Colombo's world-famous meatballs, and you've got to try their breakfast pizza. Oh, and jazz every night. Service that's friendly, not fawning, and at a price that'll keep you coming back. That's Colombo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Colombo's, Manja.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less.
800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Rain. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me.
Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth, and we are back in studio with Joanna Stephens, the Director of Development for Futurism Entertainment, and she is here and on a mission on the planet to tell women's stories, a new narrative. And this is our last segment, but I'd like to say, what could you tell women to inspire them to share their stories and to create a new narrative?
I'll share this with you. When I was going through a bit of a difficult time, I was really starting to listen to myself, and to see, I was creating my life. I was writing down all of the things that I wanted to come into my life. And one of the things that I wrote was, may she rise up to be a fighter, a seeker of truth, a mother to the world, and a destroyer of all evil. May she use her powers to burn what does not serve us and grow a world that will.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I was like, you know what? Maybe that can start as a basis for what this new archetypal woman can be.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. And you know what? I want to inspire women to do exactly what she just did. Write down your mission statement or your ethos, whatever your, like Kim, you were talking about the archetypes, the new arcana, the new tarot arcana of our women. Where are they? And it has to be written by women. So each one of us would be great if they could start writing their own.
Must be written now. It's up to the feminine energy on the planet to weave the new fabric of social consciousness for everyone. And this is the beginning of it. This connectivity is only going to lead us to a great hive state consciousness of mind. Johanna, this is brilliant. I hope that, who's our friend on Abbott Kinney? Can she do a workshop there? Athena?
Actually, there's two locations. One's in Abbott Kinney, and one is the Mystic Journey Art Gallery. And absolutely, I just invited her Sunday to come on the Sunday morning Mystic Messages and talk about her circles, her village circles, and then we'd have one at my house, and we can also have one there. I think that would be a perfect place. I think you should have them everywhere. You should be going on little tours, like little mini tours.
This broadcasting the party, Joanna, sounds like a great idea. It just sounds fascinating to me.
Okay, so can you tell them again what your YouTube story is, and then also to the website?
Yes, my YouTube story is Going Deep with Brain Cancer. It's on my channel for Joanna Stephens. And the website.
Yes.
Is that the other thing? The website is coming soon. It's going to be www.womensvillage.org. Okay,
and if you would like to meet her, can you come on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, so 1704 Lincoln Boulevard at the Mystic Journey Crystal Art Gallery at 1111. I am Athena StarSeed. We do Mystic Sunday morning messages, and we sing, and we do sound baths, and I'm going to actually highlight her as my special guest, and she will be telling about her collective women's circles and the women's village. So, Kim, any last closing thoughts on our 60 seconds?
Oh, this is all just delicious music to my ears. I'm thrilled. So let's just do this. Sounds like fun.
All right. Well, thank you so much. This is a pleasure having you today on the show. It's just been an honor. There's a magic in the universe. The universe is intelligent, and fairy godmothers really do exist, and they actually saved her life, and they could save yours. So be open. Be listening to the universe and all of the magic, and know that something is calling you forward. Yes. This is Athena StarSeed. This is a show called Heaven on Earth. And if you like the show, please share it on YouTube and connect with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kim. I love you, and we'll talk with you soon.
Love you guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.